Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and check everything is working. I think we're all good, so we're ready to go ahead and begin with another episode of 7 Days to Die. Let's make a modlet. So let's go ahead and continue from where we left off in the previous episode. We're now on episode 4, and we are now working on our second modlet, which is to change loot around a little bit and make some items that weren't previously lootable, which is going to be awesome. So let's go and begin. So greetings, everybody, and welcome back. We have in chat so far, we have Fancy, who says, cookies? Yes, Fancy, we have plenty of cookies. We always have cookies. There are cookies everywhere. I can even make you a random number cookie generator, which will generate you all the cookies you want. And Zero Chill, I see you looking between those trees, dude. How you doing? Welcome to the stream as well. Thank you guys so much for popping in. So, in the last episode, we changed a couple of loot things. The first thing we did was we added a test block to be able to upgrade into a loot container so we could test our loot out. And we also went ahead and changed a couple of things. So the wood burning stove was the first thing we changed. We changed its class to a loot class from the light class. We removed the light property, and then we gave it a loot list, which we custom configured in our loot folder. So ID 180 is over here. This one, here we go. So we've got, we now let these things actually drop wood and coal. You get more coal than wood most of the time, but sometimes they don't drop anything. It's just up to random chance. And then we also went ahead and made all the pallets lootable as well. So any of the pallets in the game are now lootable too, which is awesome. So that means we can go ahead and loot all these boxes in the top. Now, I said at the end of the last episode, Killer Boy, welcome to the stream. And Kim Striver, how you doing? Thank you. Kim Scriver, sorry, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Zero is handing out cookies. There we go. And yes, my cookies ran out again, said Fancy. Well, now you have more because you got the infinite cookie generator, and Zero is handing them out to you. So welcome guys to the stream. Thank you guys for popping in too. So at the end of the last episode, I said we were going to work on making gun loot more rare and making all those random shotgun messiah working just boxes and stuff that you usually find at the top of buildings not always generate. So there's a couple of things that we're going to do. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at a new one that we haven't looked at yet, and this is, if we go up to here, in our main 7 Days to Die folder. Remember, you can get through that through Steam. Right-click into Steam. I'll show you how you can get to it again, just if anyone is new to joining. So if you want to find your mods folder, right-click on Steam, Properties, and go to Local Files, Browse Local Files. That will get you to your 7 Days folder, where you can then access that for all the mods and things you need. So I've already got one open, so I don't need two of them. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the main folder, into data, and this is where all the XMLs are stored in config. Now, what we want to look at is this one in here. This is block placeholders. Fancy's having a petition to make a cookie generator block in 7 days. I'm sure I can do that. So this is the block placeholders. Now, what block placeholders do is it's using loot placeholders to unwrap things into the world. So what happens is whenever you go into a house, if you generated 3 of the same house, at the top are like usually loot crates and food piles and things like that, and chests and all that kind of stuff. Usually what happens is it will either generate it will generate different ones. So sometimes it will generate a Shotgun Messiah one, sometimes it will generate a Working Sis one, sometimes it will generate a Poppin' Pills one or a Shanwei Foods one, and sometimes it will generate an ammo pile or a medical pile. They can vary each time. But what we want to do is have a look and see which ones generate these things and change them up a little bit. So the ones that generate all the trash piles and stuff here is this one. So the random loot helper is what generates all the different trash piles. So you've got the house random loot helper as well. This is what generates the bins, the trash piles. Looks like you've got sports bags, purses. This is street loot. So again, trash piles and stuff you find in the towns. Stuff you find in yards. Okay, so there's lots of different helper here. This is the one that generates all the different types of cars. So you can see that fully repaired cars have like a higher probability, and then the most damaged ones have the highest probability. So there's all kinds of things like that as well. These are the car wrecks. So we got random garage loot as well. So you got sometimes it generates you trash piles, sometimes it'll be cardboard boxes. So these are the kind of things that we can change in order to make loot a little bit rarer. So what I missed, some live streams, and now you're a programmer. What the hell type of sorcery is this? Says Gilboy. I've been doing mods for a little while. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I just decided to start turning Fennec mod from A16 into A17 and 18. So let's see what we have here. So these are like tossed away metal street decor. Now there's going to be one. So this is the one that controls the open and closed cabinets, right? So currently you can see that the cabinet bottom random loot helper means that 65% of the time they're going to be open and 35% of the time they are going to be closed and lootable. So this one here is the lootable one, and this one here is the open one. You can see as well that they have ones for the top, the old ones. This is the one where the fridge is open and closed, so there's a 65% chance for it to be open and not lootable. So we can do this for other things as well. That's the random loot helper. We have medical pile small. We have ammo, so we have junk and stuff like that. Fetch quest satchel. So there's all kinds of things here that we can do. Terran stone random. I didn't know they had one for stone. That's pretty cool as well. So there's lots and lots of things here that we can use to see what we do. And Kim says, how do I increase zombie spawn in the XML file? To increase zombie spawn, it depends. It depends how you want to do it. If you want to do increased overworld spawns, that's actually very easy. So if you go into, there's a spawning file somewhere here. Right here, go into spawning XML, and then you can see for each of the biomes, so for the wasteland cities, the pine forest, you can see that there's spawn max count equals this, respawn delay, and the times that they spawn. So the zombies all in the zombies night groups, you can increase how much of them spawn here. So all you could do, for example, is if you wanted to increase zombie spawns, let me go and show you in a file. So if I go and make a, if I go ahead and do into my mods folder. I'll just do this as an example real quick. I'm not going to keep it for this one because this is a looting modlet and not a spawning one. But what you want to do is, in your modlet, make a spawning XML file. So we'll just call it spawning. It has to match the name of the file you want to edit. And then you're going to start with configs. So you have an open and close configs tag. There is a link to a sample empty modlet in the description if you guys want to go from there, so you can use these. So if you wanted to increase zombie spawns, for example, in the spawning XML here, you can see that you want to use an XPath to get each biome. So if we were to go and find let's go biome name equals, let's do pine forest. So first of all, you need to find your opening tag, which is spawning. So we're going to go and we're going to set an attribute here. So we're going to go set attribute. So that requires an XPath, and it also requires a name, which is the name of the attribute you want to set. And then we close the tag like this. And then if you wanted to find the pine forest spawns, you would go, first of all, your first node is spawning. And then underneath that is biome, and then you want to find the one with pine forest. The way you do that is you start with a /, which means from the root of the document go down and find the spawning node. From the spawning node, go down and find the biome node. And then to get the biome with the particular name of pine forest, you just have to do a search in square brackets like this. So out of all those biome nodes, I want to pull the name attribute, so attribute name equals, and then pine forest. And this will get me all of the stuff inside here. So that XPath will now select this stuff. So all of these nodes will now be selected that you can edit. The next thing I want to do is change the amount of zombies that spawn during the day. So what we could do is we could select all spawns that have a max count of 1, and then we could say, and the entity group has zombies in the name. So you can see, because we don't want to turn up the animals, we just want to turn up the zombies. So what we could do is we could say, now that we've got that one, find all of the spawn nodes. So this will pull out each of these individually for us. So then we want to find any that have a max count equals 1. So we're going to say the attribute max count equals 1. And we want it to contain zombies in the name. So we're going to go contains, open bracket, and then the attribute we want for that is going to be entity group. So the entity group name contains the word zombies in it. So we want the entity group and then zombies. So this is going to pull out all the ones that have the names zombies in it, and that has a respawn delay of 1. And then it will pull out these two here. So it'll pull out zombies all and zombies night. So we can go and pull those out. And then once we got that, we want to then edit the max count attribute. So in here, we're going to put max count. There we go. And then you can turn those up to something else. So if you want it to be 2, you can put it to 2. If you want it to be 3, you can put it to 3 and 4. You do that, and then you go ahead and save it. And then when you go into the world, when you're in the pine forest, you'll go ahead and find all the zombies have quadrupled in spawn, so you'll get a lot more, which is pretty cool. And the voice says, well, thank you, Spencer. There you go. So that's how you go ahead and increase the zombies in the XML file. And that's using a modlet. You can also edit it directly if you're not comfortable with XPath, but if you want to have it in a modlet form, you can do this. If you wanted it to do it with all biomes, you could just take out the particular biome name like this. You could just take out biome and put it like that. So if you wanted it to happen for all biomes, you could do that. but then you might have to be careful because, for example, Wasteland Hub has max count 5, and not all of these have 1. Most of these have 1, so it will select these ones, these ones. So actually, I think actually you might get away with it. It will select all those ones. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that, and that will increase the spawns completely. So go to spawning, biome, find all the spawns that have max count 1 that contain zombies, and then turn it up to 4. That will quadruple your spawns. So that's how you would do it. I'm not going to include that in this modlet, but I will go ahead and put this somewhere separate. So what we can do is we could make a separate modlet for this one. So why don't we go and do that? So let's copy this guy. So copy this one, and then we're going to call this one increase zombie spawns. There we go. And then we can go ahead in mod info, and then we can just change the name here. So increased zombie spawns, and then we can just say allows more zombies to spawn in the world. There we go. And then once we do that, we can go to the files in here. So we don't need the UI atlases because there's no images we're adding, and the only one we need in here is spawning. So we're going to do that, then we're going to do that one. There we go. And then this is the only file we need for the modlet to work, and that will be the increased zombie spawns modlet. And why don't I upload that to GitHub so everyone can have it? So let's go and grab this guy. So we'll copy this guy, and then we can go to my GitHub area. So we're going to go into my documents. So let me go and open a new one. That's fine. So let's go documents, and I've saved my GitHub mods to here in A18, and then we can save it into here, and then I'll upload that to GitHub, and if you want to download it, you can. So let's go GitHub desktop. I will push my A18 one. There we go, and that'll be a modlet that you can now download. So let's go ahead and just say initial commit for increased spawns. There you go. Commit to master. Hopefully everything's going to work with that. Push that there, and there you go. That will now increase the zombie spawns in the world, which is awesome. So now you can go ahead and download that from my GitHub. It's github/mdf25 if you want to download that. And there is your mod. So that's how you would do it for you, Kim. So hopefully that helps. And how you doing, Velic Prince, as well? Welcome to the stream. Stop right there, Kerbal Scums. Let's go away. All right, so that's the mini modlet. We can test that works in a minute as well. But for now, let's go ahead and get back to what we were doing on block placeholders. So let's go back out of here. I'm going to go back into our looting redone and config right here. Okay, so into loot, open that one, and let's get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of this guy, and let's get rid of this guy. Okay, so we were looking at block placeholders. So what we want to do is we want to find the one that generates the containers and stuff like that. So store crates, here we go. So this is the one that generates the storage crates here. So you can see container store crate random loot helper. This is the one that generates Shamway, Shotgun Messiah, and working stiffs crates that we can go ahead and change up a little bit. These are the workstations ones. Let's see if there's any other ones. These are construction supply crates. You can see they generate mainly trash. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and change this one here so that it also generates some crappy things like junk and other boxes and things like that, because currently, like, getting stuff at the end of the house seems quite overpowered. Like always finding a Shotgun Messiah crate at the end of houses seems kind of OP, right? Because that's pretty much what you do. You're either going to find one of these 3 crates at the end, at least. And I think it's probably a good idea if we change that a little bit. So what we're going to do is in our modlet, we're going to go to right here. We're going to go and create. I don't think I need an items XML for this. I don't think I did anything for that. So we're going to repurpose our items file, and we're going to call this one block placeholders instead. So I'm going to rename this one, and we're going to call this block placeholders. Okay, and then we can go ahead and edit this one. So let's go ahead and remove that one. I don't need items there. Okay, close that one, and now we've got our block placeholders right here. And now we can go ahead and make some edits to it. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to add some other blocks to this thing and then turn down the probabilities that these things will spawn. So first of all, we need to select the placeholder that has a name of container store crates random loot helper. So I think the first one is block placeholders. So this is our root node. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some stuff first. So we're going to go append XPath equals, and then it's going to be this one, block placeholders. And then what we can do is we can select the one with which has that name that we want to. So we can go to, let's find what we want to do. This one here, container shipping crates. So we want this name, so that one. So we're going to go block placeholders, and then we want to find the placeholder whose name is this, and that will get us to where we need to be, and then we'll close out our append as well. So close the append one, and then here we can now add some new placeholders as well. So let's see if there's any other good placeholders. We want like cardboard boxes and stuff, which would be pretty good. Let's see, so maybe a garage storage one. Can we go? So that's the tools and forge random here. So maybe we can add this one. We could add, let's see what else is here. We have workbenches. We don't want those. Let's see. Swim mixers, loot crate, construction supplies. So we could add this one, because these ones don't have such good loot. So we could add this one. Probability 16. We'll adjust the probabilities in a minute. We could add, what else? We got air conditioners, oil barrels, toilets, leather couches, granite sinks, cabinets, wall ovens. Let's see. What other one says? Cash registers and things. Let's see if there's any other good paintings we can add. So this is the paintings one. This generates the hidden safe one. Wall safe, random loot helper. So sometimes it just generates air. You could replace it with air, but that might cause structural integrity issues. So I don't want to do that one. Let's see. There's the cabinets. So washing machines, we could replace them with like washing machines and things like that. Things that will stack on top of each other is what we want. So maybe metal catwalks, lockers. We got charcoal grills, gas grill open, filing cabinets, coolers. There's vending machines. Probably don't want those. But yeah, these are the pill cases and things like that. There's loads of these things. Loads of placeholders that get changed. Container washer, toolboxes, rolling toolboxes. Let's see what we got. Modular closet. That's for the trees. There's so many of these things. Like I didn't realize before now how many there were. Planted chrysanthemums. Planted pumpkins. They added pumpkins. Ooh, I didn't see that. Nice. I didn't see the pumpkin ones. Let's see what we have here. So what we could do is look in blocks as well. Because that will help us find some things. Maybe we could replace it with some of the pallets as well. Maybe the base boxes could be one of them, because we can loot those now. So block name equals this brown box's base, and we'll add a probability of like we'll keep it all at 30 for now, and then we'll adjust some things in a minute. And let me align these together so you can easily see the probabilities for each one, like that. So yeah, we could add the pallets to that. Let's see what other things we've got here. Because yeah, we can look in blocks as well to add some non-loot containers too, which would be pretty cool. So there's brown boxes, there's bricks, bricks top, bricks partial. We could add maybe a bricks base one. So yeah, we can add some more like junky things as well to turn down the amount of loot you get. So block name equals this one, and then prob equals again 30. I'll just keep those all at 30. Like that. So then all of them have about the same probability to generate. There we go. So we'll keep those there. Let's see what other blocks we can add. So this is going to allow you to add all kind of different blocks to it. So you got pallets, blue tarp, compressed cardboard. There's an empty one. Okay, these are the workstation now. Campfire, forge, workbench. Let's see. So garage storage we added. Loot crate, bookstore. Maybe we could add the bookstore crate to it as well, because that'd be good. Because then it'll give you more chance to find books at the end of places as well, which isn't there for some reason. So loot crate, bookstore. So you could add this one. Block name equals container bookstore. Again, probably study. We want to add a load of these, like as many as we can, to kind of vary up the loot you get. Wood desk. Let's see, that's bags. Could add bags, but again, they have no structural support. Cardboard box. We could add that one. Cardboard box. Why not? And a lab equipment one as well. So that would work. So then we can go block name is this one. Again, prob equals study. And then we could go block name equals, and then we want the lab equipment one. So we can add all the different boxes in as well. So loot crate lab equipment. We can add that too. There you go. And prob equals 30. Like that. Excellent. And we can keep doing this until we have a nice little selection of stuff, because this will vary up the stuff you get at the end of houses, which is a really good thing. Bookcase, metal catwalks. Let's see. Wait, we don't want those ones. That's fine. Let's go back to here, see what other ones there are. There's Shotgun Messiah crates, hero chests, buried stash chests, buried weapons chest, a car's random helper. So these are the helper ones. Let's see what other ones. There's all the different sedans, a school bus, nice. An army truck. I didn't see that one. Wasteland random loot helper. So these are the helper blocks. A fuse box. There's a quest fuse box. Those are all the sleeper ones. Sleeper bores. Porch lights. So these are all the lights as well. So industrial lights. I'm just seeing what else there is here that we can add that has structural support. There's not really that much. I wish there was more, but they've changed like so much of these things. So we could do a cabinet as well. Could be pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's fine. We can leave it at that for now and just test some generations as well. So the other thing we want to do is we want to set the probabilities of the other ones as well. So in block placeholders, right, we have let's see, where's my loot crates back here? We're back up here. Let's go and find it again. So we have the lab equipment. That's the stove, laundry. Okay, is there any other ones? We can loot crate construction, cement mixer, clutch generator bank. Oh, we could have air conditioners as well, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe not air conditioners. Workstation busted. That's all the workstation one. Here we go. Store crates random loot helper. Here we go. So this one, what we want to do is we want to also change the probabilities of those. And to do that directly, we need to use a set attribute. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy these three. And we're actually going to do it up here. So let's do this. Set attribute XPath equals. And let's go ahead and place these guys right here. And then we're going to put this. So we're going to set attribute, and then we need a name parameter as well. So we're going to do that, and then set attribute. There we go. So we're going to say block placeholders, and then placeholder. Oh, not placeholder, placeholder. that'd be an error and a half. Let's see. And we're going to do this placeholder, and then whose name is going to be. This one is going to be again the same as this one. Container store crates random loot helper. So grab this one. So it's going to be a longer XPath, and then we're actually going to copy this for now. You'll see why in a sec. I'm going to make 3 of these, so 1 for each set attribute, and then underneath the first one we want the block, and then whose name equals the container shipping crate Shamway. Block name is container shipping crate Shamway. There we go. And then we're going to do the same. Let me copy this little bit on the end as well, and we can just change the name. Should have waited till I copied it, but there we go. So that one, and that one. And then we can change this one to Shotgun Messiah. And then we can change this one to Working Stiffs. And this allows us to update the probabilities of the ones that already exist in there without removing and reinserting them. Because one thing you don't want to do is remove and reinsert things. Because I could just do a remove XPath, take them all out and then put them back in. But sometimes that can cause issues with other modlets. So you don't want to do that. We just want to go ahead and change. And then the attribute name in each ones that we want to set is the prob attribute. So we're going to go prob in that one. So for the probability of each one. And then again, prob in that one and prob in that one. Again, it's a little bit smaller so I can kind of see it all on one line. So let's go ahead and adjust the probabilities. So currently they're all 30. So let's make these like, right, so Shamway Foods, we could probably have a bit more common. So let's make this like 3. And then the shipping crate for Shotgun Messiah I want to be the least common. So we can put that at 1. And then we can put Working Stiffs at 2. The garage storage we can have. So now let's set them all as a baseline of 10, I think. We'll set them all as a baseline of 10 for now, and we'll kind of work up and down. So let's try that. So set them all as 10. So then the garage storage one. So which ones are the good ones? We'll make the good ones less common. So the loot crate bookstore is a good one, so we'll set that at like 3. The lab equipment again is a pretty good one, so we'll set that at 3. The bricks, and this can be like 7. Okay, construction we can set lower, so construction could be at 4, and garage storage could be at 3. And then the most common things you're going to find is boxes or cardboard boxes at the end. So you'll be very lucky now if you actually find any of these other crates at the end of the houses. So this will make loot a little bit more rare. So why don't we go ahead and check that actually worked now? So let's go ahead and come out of here. We can also check that the increased zombie spawns work too, just to make sure that did, because that's look at that, we're making 3 modlets in an episode rather than 2. That's pretty cool. So let's go to Steam. And we're going to launch 7 days, and we're going to go in here. Here we go. Launching 7 days, and hopefully we don't crash. So, no crashing. Would be good. Let's see, so first of all I'm going to generate a new world. And we're going to call this test 3. The reason I'm generating a new world is because once loot is unwrapped into the world, you can't change it. So you need to generate a new world to reset all the loot tables and everything. So let's go ahead and do that. So once like blocks have been unwrapped into their containers and things like that, there's nothing much you can do. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to change this out like that. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, so come into the world like that. And there we go. We are now back in the world. There we go. So let's go creative, debug, and let's find some houses that would contain. So we're in the desert city. I don't really want that one because that has like pre-generated loot that don't use helper blocks. We want to go into. Let's see. That's the burnt forest. Where is Dyersville? Let's try and find Dyersville. I think Dyersville's over this way, isn't it? It's over this way, or is it not over this way? No, it's not over that way. It's back this way. So I'll just fly across. There it is. Fly across the land here. Here is Dyersville. Okay. Let's go and check in some houses now and see if the end is now disabled for loot. So let's go and find. We'll go through a house the normal way. So let's find where we go in here. How do we get in said house? We go this way, I guess. Okay, so let's go through the house like a normal way. I think I turned off enemy spawning, so we don't need to worry about that. And now we'll see if we have less chance of good boxes. So we'll go through the end because the good loot is going to be at the end of the house, right? So we'll go through this way. Then we go up here. So let's go up this way and then around here. Where are we going to go? Where do we go? Out here. And then we need to figure out about these food piles as well. We need to figure out how to remove so many of those because food is way too easy to get right now. Can't go that way, can't go that way. Go this way. Okay, go here. Then through here. Nope, not that way. Through here. Not that way either. Out the window. Okay, so out the window. Smash our way out of there. Okay, so we've got to go this way. Then in this window. Not through there. Now where do we go? Out this window? Okay, we've got to go in and out some windows. And then out this one, and then out this one. And then through here. So yeah, I'm just trying to find which way is least to the top. Through here. And then, okay, so the way up is this way. So this is the attic section. We go through this way. And through here. And where's the loot? We go through here, right? So you come through here. And I'm guessing this is it. Yeah, I'm guessing this is it. It generated pallets and boxes and no shotgun messiah box by the looks of things. Let's have a check. Ah, it's up here. Here we go. So go up here. So this one generated now. There you go. So there's a construction site box instead. So you can see this time it generated a Shanway box and a construction site box rather than like a Shanway box and shotgun messiah. Now the other thing I want to do is turn down the probability of these ammo piles and weapons bags and things like that, because currently this is kind of OP as well. So the next thing I want to do is, so that worked. We are now unwrapping construction site boxes here because you wouldn't find one of those, and we're going to go ahead and change this now for the ammo piles and the medical piles as well. So there, we've done pretty good. Right, so let's come out of game and then we're going to go and do some more changes and make loot a little bit more harsh. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So there's that one. So let's go back into our block placeholders. Let's see, so there's the workstations one. So we want to find the ammo pile. So if I just type in ammo. Okay, so contain So this is the quest random loot helper, but I think there is, yeah, ammo pile small, ammo pile medium. I think there is some other ones that can generate as well. We might have to overhaul this a little bit. Let's see what else there is. So this is the ammo pile one, and this is the fetch quest stuff for fetching and hidden cache. So what we're going to do is we're going to change. We're going to change a few things here. So we want to go ahead and reduce the amount of ammo piles and medical piles that you can find. So let's go and do that. So we're going to go ahead and grab medical pile small, and we're going to copy this lot here because this is the ones we want to change. So let's go and so what we want is placeholder name is this. So let's go and do some edits to this guy. So now we're going to go. So let's go do a comment here and say what this part of the code does. So this one reduces the amount of good loot crates at the end of POIs. There you go, so we're going to do that, and then we can see what we can do here. So then, next one that we're going to do is we're going to say this one is going to reduce the chances of finding medical and ammo piles in random places in POIs. That's what the second one is going to do. Okay, so this will make those a little bit harder to find. So this time we want to set attribute, and I'll make this bigger as well again, so you guys, if anyone's like watching on phones or anything, you should be able to see it better. There you go. Let me make it bigger. So we're going to set attribute. That requires an XPath, and it requires a name, and the name is going to be prob, of course. So we'll keep that and then close it. There you go. So set attribute, close that guy, close that guy. And let's go ahead and make our XPath. So this time, we want to use block placeholders, and then placeholder, so we've actually got that one, and then name, and this time it's going to be this one, container quest random loot helper. And this time we want to search for the block, so I'll do block, and then whose name equals, and then I'll leave those quotes blank, and then we can copy this a few times. So that should work. So now let's see here. So the number of things we need to copy is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 things we need to copy here. So let's go ahead and do that. So 6 things we need to copy. So we're going to make 6 copies of these because this allows us to adjust the probabilities individually for each one. So we can do 6 of those. So there's 1 already, and we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then for each of these, we're just going to copy the block names into there. So we've got medical pile small. There we go. So medical pile small is going to go there. That's the first one. And then we got medical pile medium, which is going to go into that one. And then we've got ammo pile small, which is going to go into, I don't know why it scrolls up on that one each time. It kind of like goes up each time. And then ammo pile medium. So grab that one, ammo pile medium, so you can go here. So it never generates a large ammo pile, which is interesting. Then food pile small. And food pile medium. Grab that one. There we go, and put you down there. So now we can adjust the probabilities of each of these each time. So currently it's set to 0.8 and 0.2. We want to reduce those values to much, much less. How you doing, Winjing? Welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, so we want to make these much, much less. So currently they're respectively 0.8, 0.2, 8, 2, 4, and so food piles of 4 and 1. So we're going to go ahead and divide that by 10. So we're going to have, instead of 0.8, we're going to have, for the first one, 0.08. And then we're going to have 0.02. So ammo piles are going to be much rarer now. 0.08. And that's going to be 0.02. This one is going to be 0.04. And that one's going to be 0.01. And then, just to make things even rarer, we're going to go ahead and make it sometimes generate air as well. So now we're going to go append. So what we want to do is we want to add the air block onto the end of this. So we're going to go append XPath equals, and then I can pretty much copy this slot here up to here. So we can copy this XPath and then append, and then we can go block name equals, oh, if I can spell name correctly, and then block name equals air, and then probability equals, let's say like 3. So there's a high chance that there's just going to be air blocks where the loot containers once were. There we go. And when it says, how's everyone doing? Well, I'm doing great. Everyone else is pretty quiet at the moment. I don't know if we're just like wrapped with attention on the stream, or whether people are just very, very confused. I'm not sure, but hopefully everyone's understanding just fine. I hope. I really hope. If you're not, guys, though, just interrupt me and say, hey, you're not clear on that. What are you doing? So now what we can do is we can go ahead and change that to this, and that will be just fine. So now this block placeholders should generate sometimes air as well. So sometimes there won't even be an item. You leave in a picture frame and there won't even be an item there. So you forgot the slash on the first append. Let me see. Slash on the first append. The very first one, append XPath, block placeholders. I don't need the back. Do you mean on this bit? I don't need it there because I've got a close append there. Do I have one back up here? No, I've got it closed on both. That one's opened, and then that one's closed down here. Let me see that I didn't do it here. I closed that tag. Let me make sure the tags are closed. All these set attributes are closed as well because I copy pasted them. I think we're okay. And we have a Selection Crew. Welcome to the stream. He says, "Hi Max, enjoying this." Excellent, dude. Well, thank you so much for popping in and let me know how you doing. And yeah, so it's like it's raining cats and dogs here. Yeah, it was raining over here earlier too. It was pretty crazy. It was like nothing, and then we just saw lightning in the sky everywhere, like all around, and then it just started, buckets of rain came down. So yeah, this will reduce the chance of finding medical and ammo piles in random places in POIs. Now the other thing I want to do is at the end of every POI there is sometimes like a chest or a big chest, right? So you have those hardened chests and the locked ones. So let's go and try and find that in blocks, because we're going to do something very sneaky. We're going to find a way to reduce the amount of those things that generate. So that's the original blocks file right here. So this is a hardened chest. Let's see. Okay, so this is the secure one. This is the insecure one. Now, the way we're going to make this work, there's a very sneaky way we're going to be able to do this. Because I want gun safes and chests only on, it says only on the closed tag. You don't need a slash to open the append tags. Yeah, only on the close. Yep. Because it's not a self-closing tag like set attribute. Remove. It's not a self-closing tag. So yeah, we've got gun safes, we've got desk safes, wall safes. That's the helper. Just safe and secure. So what we're going to do is we're going to take there's the hardened chest, and there is, okay, actually, why don't we do the weapons bag small first, because this will be the easier one to do. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, right? And we're going to change a few things out here. So we got to keep this one the same, but what we're going to do is we're going to make this one a helper block, and then we're going to have a weapons bag small and then an air block. So we're going to duplicate this once. You'll see what I'm getting into here. So let's go to our blocks XML. Now this might work, this might not. We'll have to see. So we're going to add a couple of new blocks here. So this guy here, add a weapons bag block that can be used as a helper for loot reduction. Here we go. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to append XPath equals and then blocks. So just going to add this to the blocks, and we're going to close our append tag here, and then all the stuff we need is going to be like there. So let's go and put this guy here. We just have to name it something different, and probably set this in localization as well. So the first thing we want to do is in this guy, we're going to call this one, what do you call this? We don't want to call it small helper, because we want to turn the ones that currently generate in POIs into helper blocks. So we have to keep that one name the same. So we're going to call this one, we're going to call this loot, small loot, and then we're going to extend this like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go property name equals extends, and then value equals container weapons bag small loot. Okay, so this will take all the properties of the other bag and it'll extend it and take all of it into this one. So then what we can do is we can then use this as the one that generates and then take the other one and turn it into a helper block. So this should, in theory, work. It's how I did the working sinks in Fenrir mod when the sinks didn't have, or when the covers and stuff didn't have loop placeholders. It's how I did the sinks and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is in block placeholders, we're going to append a new one. So now we're going to add a new placeholder. And this is going to be add new placeholders so that weapons, bags, hardens chests, and gun safes don't always generate. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go append XPath, and this time we're just going to append it to block placeholders. There we go. And then slash append. There you go, because I don't think the weapons bag or anything appears inside another placeholder, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say placeholder name equals, and then we're going to set, I don't want to paste that in, we're going to set that to be this guy. We're going to set this guy now to be the placeholder. Like that. And then close it out. Okay. And then in blocks, we're going to have block name, and then we're going to add this loot. Probability equals like 1. And then we're going to add block name equals air, with a probability of like 9. So there's a 1 in 10 chance now that you'll find a small weapon bag. So what this should do, this should now turn all the current small weapon bags into a placeholder, and then it'll either generate one, which has the same properties as a small weapon bag, or it will generate nothing. Now the last thing we need to do is clean up a bit in the blocks as well. So in our actual block code here, we need to give this a custom icon and everything like that. So we're going to go to this guy. We're going to say, wait, that's placeholders. Where's my main blocks file? Here we go. We're going to go to, yeah, this is the one. So then we're going to go property name equals custom icon. Value is going to be just container weapons bag small. And I've actually got to remove this guy here as well. And then property name and then description key. So I don't have to add localization for it. It's going to be container weapons bag small description. As long as that uses the same description key. Let me just check in blocks here. Did I just close down my other block file? I think I did. Whoops. Let me go ahead and reopen that again. Sometimes that happens. I just end up closing it down. So come back here. Hopefully that kept. Yeah, it did. Okay, so description key is going to be this. Let's just double check this worked. So now, in this guy, we have the large one extends it. Do we have a description key on this guy already? No, so this should have its own. This should have its own description, I guess, set to it. And then I think we can do name. I think name key exists as well. Does name key exist so we don't have to do that? That would be handy. I'll try name key and see if that works. If not, then we'll have to specify it in localization. So we'll do this. So we'll go property name equals name key, and then value is going to be just the container weapons bag small again. So this should, in theory, work. Now I don't know if this is going to work. This is something that I've not tested in A18. Tested it in A16 and it worked okay, but not tested in A18. So let's see. Let's go to our game. We'll launch it, and hopefully we don't crash and burn. Let's see. Because if it works for this one, then it will work for gun safes. It will work for everything, which is going to be awesome. So continue game. Test 2. We can use that one for now just to make sure that it shows up in creative and displays correctly. And R Burns, welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing? Right, let's go and do this. Check for XPath errors. Spawning XML did not apply. Set attribute XPath. Oh, it didn't apply. Did not apply that one. Okay, so that XPath is incorrect. I have to adjust that. Block composition with red sign should be a, but it's not. Okay, that's fine. That's not an issue to do with the mod. Okay, so now let's go to our weapons bag. So let's go and see CMDM. Let's just type container weapons bag small. Okay, that's all I can get. So there's weapons bag small. No, okay, so name key doesn't exist. Description key, I think. Does it have a description? It doesn't even have a description anyway. So yeah, I have to go ahead and adjust the name on that one in localization, which is fine. So yeah, name key unfortunately doesn't get decided there. But I'll keep that description key property in there just in case. So name key we can remove because that doesn't work. So now what we got to do is in localization we have to go into here, and then we're going to go from here. So we're going to go container weapons bag small loot. So that's the name of our block, and then the source is from blocks XML. It is a container. It's a new one. And then in English, we're just going to say weapons bag small. There you go. And then I don't know the other languages for that, so we're just going to leave those off. And now that should be all good. Says, well, brother, I hope you're feeling better today. I caught the flu yesterday. Yuck. Oh, man. Yeah, I think I've caught... It's either a cold or flu or something. I don't feel great. But yeah, it's something like that. So that should be fine. I want to see what's wrong with that spawning XPath in a little while. Let's go and debug that as well. What's wrong with the spawning XPath? So in spawning, let's see. Let's open up both the spawning files, and then I'll tell you a good way you can test XPath to work out what's wrong with it too. Because this is very useful for modders too. So if I go here, back to spawning, we'll see what happened with my increased zombie spawns mod, because that one did not work. So spawning is here. So the easiest way you can test your spawning is copy the whole XML, and then on Google, just go XPath tester. Like this, right? Then you get a free online XPath tester and evaluator. So we're going to go ahead and paste the whole XML in there, and then get your XPath that you used, and then copy this guy. And then you can go ahead and put your XPath into there as well. So if I go in here, I'm going to chuck my XPath in here, and this will generate the XML that should be affected. So if I go test XPath, you can see that I'm getting, okay, I am getting spawn. I'm getting each of these. So the XPath is actually working. So the XPath works because you can see I got the zombies all group. I've got max count. So maybe I spelled max count is wrong. Max count equals 1 and contains entity group zombies. So that did pull out the right ones. Set attribute. Max count. Spawn contains entity group zombies. So I'm setting the spawn, I'm setting the max count. So I'm not sure with that one, because that one it should work. I have spelled max count correctly, but for some reason it's not actually setting it. Interesting. I have no idea. Maybe it's something to do with the number in here, because it looks like it's correct. Maybe I'll set it to 2 for now, just to see. Max count spawning biomes, because that does pull it out, but I don't know why it wouldn't apply it. That seems like a random bug with set attribute, if anything, because I definitely spelled it correctly, and it should add the attribute in there just for me right there. It should add it then and there, really. So spawn max count is 1, respawn delay, time, entity group. Yeah, so I did get it correctly. So you can see the XPath is actually right, but for some reason it didn't apply it, and I don't know why it didn't apply it. I couldn't tell you on that one. But it looks like the XPath is correct. It's pulled out everything. Zombies all, zombies night. It's pulled out everything correctly. Zombies wasteland night, zombies night. Yeah, everything is correct there. So yeah, no idea on that one. I'll have to debug that a little bit later in my own time and then tell you guys what was wrong with it. So Podry Smurf. There you go, I got it. Welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you so much for popping in. Okay, so that's fine. We'll have to come back to that spawning one later. Yeah, because that's contains entity zombies. That is closed properly. Yeah, that seems valid. That's a random bug right there. So spawning XML is bugged for some reason. I have to have a look at that. But now we should have this working in game, and it seems like it worked just fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the same thing for the large weapons bag, and we're going to add the same thing for, we're going to do the same one for the large weapons bag, and we're going to do it for like the gun safes as well. So we should be able to do that pretty soon. So let's go and do that. So we're going to go weapons bag large. Let's do it for the weapons bag large now. So we got it working with the small one. So we could probably just copy most of this over and just change the word small to large, right? So you can go weapons bag small and just change this to large. Actually, an easy way to do this would be to go and grab all this, and using the find and replace, we'll just find the word small, and then we will replace it with large. There you go, and replace all in current selection. There we go, and now let's change that over to large. So now we can go ahead and do that. That should extend everything I need there to the loot properties. So there's the small one, there's the large one. So now any buildings that generate weapons bags should have less of a chance for them to generate, which is awesome. So now we've gone and done that one. Let's just go make sure it's actually called the same in blocks. Container, weapons bag large. Loot list is 101. Okay, this is 100 for the small one. Okay, that makes sense. Weapons bag small and large is specified right there. So now what we've got to do in block placeholders is we're going to go ahead and copy this guy here, and we can keep it in the same append tags as well, and then we can just change small to large there, and then we can, instead of like 1 and 9, let's set the small one to 2 and 8, which would be actually cancelled down to 1 and 4. And then 1 and 9 for that one. So smaller ones have more of a chance to spawn compared to the bigger ones, but still, it's going to be a little bit of time before you actually get one of these now. So instead of like every house having one, like every 4 or 5 houses is going to have one now. So getting guns and stuff is not going to be so easy. So we can try that. So that seems to work. So now we've got that. That's good, and we can go and keep adding these for everything else. Let me go ahead and generate a world now. Yeah, why don't I generate a world and now check whether we actually get weapons bags and hardened chests and things. Let me do one for the hardened chests, and then we can go and check that to see if it actually generates. So now we're going to go to our blocks file again, which is up here. I'm all over the place right now, sorry about that. So we can do ones for hardened chests. Let's see if we can find that. It's reinforced chest, isn't it? It's called. And reinforced chest. Or I'll just type reinforced. Here we go. Secure reinforced door wooden, not that one. Because I know it's called the hardened chest. Okay, metal reinforced door. Metal reinforced wood drawbridge. Window plug. Container chest 01. Container storage chest. Secure storage chest. Generic storage. So those are generic storage ones. Secure reinforced door. Okay, maybe it's not called that then. Let's have a look in localization and see what it's called. Because I know we can find it this way. So we go to localization. If I just type in reinforced chest, let's see. Loot chest hero is the name. Okay, that's a bit of a weird one. It's called loot chest hero is what we need, and there's an insecure one as well. So let's find loot chest hero. That's how you can figure out what the block names are. If you go into localization, open it, you can find it that way. So loot chest hero. That's such a weird name for the chest, but that's okay. Loot chest hero. Where is that? Okay, so this is the locked one, I think. That's secure. Yeah, class is secure loot, and then there's the insecure one. Okay, so what we want to add one for the secure and the insecure one. So yeah, that's fine. We can just pretty much copy these again. That should work. So let's go back to blocks, and then copy this one again. And then this one was going to be container loot chest hero. Let's grab that. So blocks, where are you? This one. Loot chest hero, copy this one. Container loot chest hero loot. There you go. We can do that guy. And then we can just change these to loot chest hero, and loot chest hero description, because it's just extending from that one. And then we're going to add one for the insecure version as well. So again, copy this guy, put you down there. And then in blocks, we can say loot chest hero insecure. So copy this one. And then we can just copy this over to here, which is insecure loot. And then just put that there, there, and there. There you go. And then we need to add localization for each of these things as well. So let's go and really quickly do that, because that's something we can really quickly go through. So we have the container weapons bag large. And that's blocks, a container, new, and weapons bag large. And then we've got this one. So we've got this one, loot, and again, blocks, container, new, and that's a reinforced chest. Okay. And then we got the secure one, blocks, container, new, and then reinforced chest. Again, that's just a reinforced chest as well. And then that's going to be insecure. Alright, there we go. That should be fine. Like a boss, says Max, thank you for doing these streams, helping me a lot. Now making my own Modlet. Nice, dude, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. Says, oh, on the quest from the prior session, chickens live up to 8 to 10 years if they're well kept as a pet. I guess it's as well, depending on the breed of chicken as well, right? So I guess different ones live different lengths. Because Fancy was saying it's between, like, the one he had was like between 2 and 3 years if well kept. But yeah, like a boss, welcome to the stream, dude, and you're welcome. I'm glad it's helping you out. That's awesome to hear. We are literally like trying new things here to see if this works. So let's go ahead and now turn those into block placeholders. So let's go and copy this like twice. And then we're going to say container loot chest hero. And that's going to generate the loot one. And then we're going to have the loot chest hero insecure, because both types are generated in the world. And then for these ones, I'd say we're going to have, yeah, probabilities of 1 in 9. So every 1 in 10 places would have it. So let me kind of move these across so it's a little bit neater. There you go. Because, yeah, having these moved across makes it a lot easier to kind of keep everything in line. Keeping everything in line is something I like to do. There you go. So now we've got the loot chest heroes and loot chest heroes insecures as well. Everything's localized. Let's go and see if it works. If it works, then great. We've just reduced gun loot by a ton, which is going to be awesome. And like Boss says, testing is a thing. Yes, it is a thing. Something I don't do very well at, but it is a thing. I break the game every day, but it's a thing. Testing that I broke the game successfully. There we go. That's how we turn it into a positive, right? Got to make sure that the allow cream is all up in the works and everything. So let's go and make a new game, and then we'll call this test 4. Generate that, and off we go. So let me go and do that, and let's see if this actually works without causing issues. Hopefully it does. We shall see. Those are, and Arlen says those are cooking chickens. Yeah, make sure the allow cream juice is flowing through the Modlet and everything like that. Got to make sure that works. Boss like lol. Okay, let's see then. Okay, so spawn in the world. Didn't get any red text or anything. Let's just double check our XPaths are working. So nothing found for that one. Detail. Did the XPath fail again? Yeah, spawning XML from Fenrir Modlet world. Not apply. Oh, I didn't take out the spawning from here. Oh, that's why it's not applying. So the XPath was correct. I just didn't take it out of here. Okay, because it's already loaded for another spawn. Okay, so let's go find a house that will definitely have a secured chest in there. So we want to go north. Let's go to Dyersville, easiest place to test. Okay, so let's go and look in some of these houses. So which was the one I looked in before? Was it this guy right here? I think it was this guy right here, actually. So go in here. Yeah, this was the one. And then the loot was up in the attic, wasn't it? So let's go up in the attic and see if we can get all of the loot here. Here we go. Yeah, it was here. So we got this, and then we come up here. Let's see what generated this time. And lo and behold, the bag and the chest did not generate. Look at that. So now the only other thing we have to do is search for the ammo piles as well. So there we go. These bags did not generate. this time. So sometimes they will, but much more rarely now. Only 1 in 10 houses is going to have these things. Look at that. Like what says, I put in allow cream. That's called proper coding, not just slinging code like kids. Well, there you go. Yeah, proper coding is there you go. So breaking new grounds. There we go. The bags no longer generate in here. Now sometimes they will, but not always. Now it's pretty much down to luck. So this time we had again a Xiaomi box and a garage storage up here, but this time the chest did not generate. Let's go and see if any did generate in some other houses. So we got to go in this way. I guess it's going to be right. I don't know where the way through each of these houses is because it's been like ages since I've done it. So let's go ahead and ages since I looked through any of these houses. So I'm guessing it's up here, up here. Let's try and find where the loot room is. So that opens out here. Lets you. Oh, I guess that lets you kind of jump out here. No? Okay, I guess that's just an open part of the house then. Through here. There's a broken window right there. I've never seen a diagonal broken window before. That looks pretty cool. Through here. Unless this is one of the remnants. This might be a remnant. Because I don't see any attic loot. Oh, it would be up here, wouldn't it, if anything? If there's any loot, it would be up here. And coming up to the roof yields us nothing this time. We get a bag. That's it. Just a bag this time. No good crates, no nothing, just a bag. So loot has been reduced quite significantly now. So this house right here, we go up here. I'm guessing this is where the loot is going to be, up on the top. We got a cardboard box, and we got a rotting sports bag. Doesn't look like we got any crates this time. We got some junk. Let's see. Let's go through here and see. Oh wait, no, this is the house I just searched, wasn't it? Yeah, this is the one I was just in. Yeah, so Xiaomi box, nothing much there. So yeah, this time loot is now a lot rarer. Look at that, and winning is back. There we go. I put in Cream says, what happened while I was away? We turned all the hardened chests and those chests that you usually find at the end of cabins and stuff. We turned those into block placeholders. So what that means now is that they won't always generate in POIs. So loot is now rarer than it used to be. So let's see. Do we go up here? Let's see about what's going on in this house here. So where do we go for this house? Not this way. I guess we go probably this way. Oh, over here. So follow the lights. Follow the lights and everything, and that'll take us where we've got to go. So go through here. Come out this way. Okay, now we're behind the spikes. Then we go in the attic. Okay, so the loot's up here somewhere. Let's see. So this time the hardened chest did generate. That's an insecure reinforced chest. So that's one of our ones. So this time we got lucky, and the reinforced chest did generate. But this time, the Shotgun Messiah box is replaced by a small pallet. So not so good this time. We got some food piles here, but again, not so good. So this one was kind of lucky. One thing I don't know is if a placeholder can unwrap into another placeholder, which then unwraps into another one. There you go. And Jess says, check the hospital. Alright, I'll check the hospital. If I can debug through this thing. I think the hospital has one on the top, doesn't it? That has a large one though, and I haven't done anything with the large ones yet. Let's see. I don't know where the ending loot is on this one. So you come up here, and then I'm guessing it's somewhere around here. Okay, that's the helipad there. I guess you drop down into here. Okay, yeah, this is it. So yeah, this one did generate a lot of loot. But this one is the hardened chest, and I haven't done that one yet. So yeah, that one's to be expected. This one did generate a large weapons bag as well. So this one was actually pretty good. It did generate a large weapons bag. And it generated... Yeah, so I think this loot here, these ones are pre-generated, so they will always be there. I think that's why this one is like this. They didn't use placeholder blocks. They're just like, this is the loot you get. So that's fair. If that's the loot you get from those ones, then I'm happy with that. Because raiding a big building like this should give you good loot, so that makes sense. That makes sense. How many times am I going to die? Crying face. You won't die. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, so let's check a few other houses just to check what the loot's like now. But yeah, we should find it significantly less, which is a good thing. Let's check the barn. This is one that usually has something right at the top, right here. And this time you can see it didn't generate a reinforced chest there. Yep, no reinforced chest right there. One working assist box rather than two. And a purse. So yeah, not as much loot in this one now. But yeah, to see if it generates, to see if a box generates a placeholder of a placeholder might be interesting as well. Okay, in the attic here. This is where the loot is usually, I think. Yeah, that's where it usually is. Up here, isn't it? Yes, this time it only generated us a working sys box. See, I think some of the boxes, what we need to do is overwrite those as well, and then change a few things, because I think the working sys boxes and all those are pre-generated, and if we want to control their probabilities, we have to overwrite them with their own block placeholders. So yeah, it's going to be quite a big project doing that, but that should be pretty cool. Yeah, that should be pretty cool. And then we can change up a few things in our block placeholders. Okay, so that seems to be working okay. Not all buildings generate the reinforced chest now, which is going to reduce the amount of ease you get with like good weapons and guns and turrets and things like that. So the other thing we can do then is do the hardened chest as well, which is actually no, I might leave the hardened chests alone. The big ones I should probably leave alone because you only find those in the really big POIs that take a while to loot. So one thing I want to check then is, can we do a placeholder of a placeholder? And what I mean by that is, can we make like a working stiffs placeholder generate either itself or an air block? Why don't we check that and make a few other blocks here? So we're going to go ahead and make a. Let's go and see. So what we can do is grab this guy. I don't know if double placeholders work. If they do, then great. If they don't, then well, that's okay. We might get some error messages and stuff if we do this, but let's try. So there's buried weapon chests. That is cars random helper. So let's just like working stiffs. Let's try it with that. Working stiffs. Okay, container shipping great working stiffs. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy each of these guys. So the bookstore ones, the lab equipment ones, the Shamwy ones. We're going to copy each of these, and we're going to turn these into something that can generate air or not. Apart from the construction supplies one, because that's fine. I don't mind that one being there. So let's go and try this. So we're going to go and grab this guy, and we're just going to paste these down here for a second. And let's go and move these across like this. And then we're just going to extend this from each of there. So we're going to add a property name equals extends. And then a value equals this. And then we're going to delete all the stuff in here. And then we're going to set the custom icons and all that stuff as we go. So these are the things we need each time. So yeah, I won't change the name yet. I'm just going to do this one, and then we can copy, push this over, remove these. So boss, what Modlet are you working on, dude? Saying this should be this blue pellets, cobblestone cement should be in the lower levels, not only in the attic, has not made to support that weight, not on upper stories. This is true. And Dojo Starbucks says, change what kind of loot spawns in the chest. Yes, you can. You can do that. The way you would do that is if you go to the block that you want. So for example, if I went to, let me see, if I went to, let me just type in chest hero again. If I type in capital C because it's case sensitive, you can see that it has a class of loot or secure loot. And what you can do here is if you look in the loot list, that will tell you what loot is currently available. So loot list is 41 for this chest. So if I go into my loot file now, if I look for loot list 41, so if I just type 41 in quotes, I should find it. So you can see that this has this loot group. So the item group we need to look at is group hero chest loot. So if I go and do a search for that, you can see that this is what you can find, and this is where you would edit it. So currently you have a chance to find ammo, scaled weapons, you have all mod scaled, rare ores, rare books, and perk books. So if you wanted to add a chance of finding junk into it, for example, you could use an append to then put like, I don't know, item group, not gorup, item group equals junk or junk, count equals, I don't know, 5. So you could have a chest with a ton of junk in it if you really wanted to, which would be kind of funny. So you could do that if you wanted to, and then you could use append XPath, for example, to tack this onto the end, or you could use set attribute XPath to change the current loot that's already in there if you wanted to do that as well. Or the way I wouldn't recommend doing it is using a remove XPath to get rid of this the contents inside the loop group and then re-adding your own, which is easier to edit, but there we go. So what does the starting XPath for blocks look like? And boss says a boss mod. Nice. The starting XPath for blocks is literally just block / blocks and then the block you want. That's literally all it is. So let me go and undo those changes so I don't change the base files. Okay, yeah, so for blocks, boss, you would do append XPath, and if you wanted to just add blocks onto the end, you just do append XPath blocks like that, and then you add your new block like that. If you want to change attributes, you can use like set attribute blocks. Then, for example, this one is finding the wood burning stove block, so I'm just searching for that one block with this name, and then I'm changing a property. So I'm changing the class property, and then for the value, it used to be light, and I changed it to loot. So there's some things that you can change like that. But yeah, usually with blocks, you can just append XPath blocks and then define your new ones, and it will add those to the end. And that's it. That's pretty much it. It's really easy to do. Okay, so let's copy these guys. Okay, so we're going to go and do this one. We're going to do this one. We are going to do this one. And we're going to put all of these in here. Like that. There we go. So, container shipping rates like that. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and copy this, and then this description. And then we're just going to really quickly copy these. So this description. And we're going to add the word loot to the end of each of these as well. This, and this description. There we go. This one, this, and this description. There we go. This one, we've got this, and this description. And then this one, we've got this, and this description. And then to each of these, I'm just going to add the word loot on the end of it. So we're going to have this one can be loot. There we go. So this one can be loot, and then we'll add just the word loot to the end of each one. So just copy that. This is how you can do it quickly. Just copy it and then just paste the word loot on the end like that. Loot, 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 and more loot. There we go. And then I want to add descriptions for these, right? So Shamway. So let's go and add the descriptions here. So now in my localization file, we can go and do it here. So let's go and paste each one of these in. Actually, the easier thing to do would probably be to just copy the whole XPath or the whole XML here, paste it in, then just delete the bits we don't need. That's probably the easiest thing. So grab this guy, and then we can do this guy. Just put the whole XML in there, and then just delete the stuff out of here that we don't need. And then we can do this guy, and put you to there. There we go, and we can do that. That'll make it easier. To there, to there, to there, and there we go. We can do all that, and to there. See, I don't know about unwrapping prefabs into the world like that. I don't know if it does a double thing, but then we can just copy, for example, this bit up to here. We can do paste, 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 and paste, and then we can just specify. So Shamway shipping crate. There we go. And then this one is lab equipment shipping crate. Now I need to add the 5 commas on the end, which I will do in a second. There's a very quick way I can do that too. This one is a bookstore shipping crate. There we go. And this one is going to be pass and gas shipping crate. And this one is going to be Shotgun Messiah shipping crate. And then this one is going to be Working Stiffs shipping crate. There we go. So do that one. Excellent. So then we can grab this slot. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go, and that should do all the localization that we need. Like I said, I left the S off the M when trying it out when trying it out with your help. There you go. So yeah, starting S for blocks. There you go. And Adredden, yes, I'm still coding away. How you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. So there we go. We can do that. And now I've got that done. I can close down the solid localization file. I don't need that anymore. Now I've got that done. We're going to add block placeholders for each of those as well. So now we can go ahead and do, how many did I add here? We did, how many new ones did I add? Container loop chest here insecure. So that's our placeholders right there. And we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shipping crate placeholders. Okay. So that's going to do that. So we're going to go grab this one, copy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go, 6 times. And then we can go ahead and paste all the stuff in there that we need. So then we're going to go copy. Okay, so then we need to find our original blocks that we have here. I've got so many tabs open, I should probably close down some of these. Probably. I probably don't need the loot one for now, so we can close those two down. Make it a little bit easier for me to find. So that's my blocks file right there. We're going to save it. And then we're going to take Shamway. And we're going to make a container out of you. So let's put you over this side so it's easier to find it. Okay, so let's do the Shamway one. So there's Shamway. And that's going to be Shamway loot. There we go. Shipping crate Shamway loot. Very good. We can do... I can find these things. There we go. Shipping crate lab equipment. So we're going to do this one. And then lab equipment loot. So yeah, I'll have to push all those probabilities over in a minute. And I might make those ones generate just random cardboard boxes as well. That might be pretty good. See how we can do that. So then a shipping crate bookstore loot. So there's lab equipment. We've got bookstore. And I want to do that bookstore, then take off loot from the first one. So yeah, I have to see if double unwrapping works. If it does, then great. If not, then there's one more thing we can do to change that. Car parts can be put there. Then you got Shotgun Messiah. So that one can go here. And you can go there. Shotgun Messiah. And then we've finally got the shipping crate working stiffs. There we go. So shipping crate working stiffs can be there. And that can be there. Okay, there we go. So now this should allow us to specify probabilities of how we'll see it. Doing some modding myself, so this is a good way to keep my mind in the right space. Nice, dude. Double unwrapping. Yes, so what I'm doing is with block placeholders, that's how they when you have like loot and stuff that generates at the end of POIs, sometimes like you might find a Shamway crate there but then if you had another at the same POI, you might find a Shotgun Messiah crate there. Now what I wanted to do was to make it so that those crates being unwrapped from like a master helper block would sometimes spawn themselves, or they might spawn like an air block, or they'll spawn some crappier loot, just to reduce how many you find in the world. But what I'm doing now is, because some POIs have them pre-generated, I'm trying to make it unwrap those from another unwrapper. So where I have to change up, basically when I'm changing up the base one, the first unwrapper will unwrap the base one, which is now also an unwrapper. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm changing the base ones into unwrappers so that I don't have to individually edit every POI on my own, because otherwise that'll take much longer. Because this is how I did it for Fennec mod with the working sinks. I changed the current sink to be a placeholder, and then using that placeholder that was already in the POI, then it either generated a working sink or a not working sink. But then because in this case, I got a placeholder that generates maybe a working stiffs box, but now I've also changed that working stiffs box into a placeholder, so that will then either generate the actual stiffs box to loot or an air block. But I don't know if that works. I don't know if that second bit works. So Jen says, yeah, gotcha. Yes, I don't know if that's going to work, but why don't we try... let's change this to container cardboard box, because that's probably the easiest one to do. So probability for cardboard box. Oh wait, no, weapons bag we want to keep as air. Hang on, yeah, keep those ones as air, and then the other ones will change to like cardboard boxes. Because things like shipping crates, you don't want to change to cardboard boxes and stuff, or to air, sorry, because you might have it so that things are on top of it. So things like these that can have things on top of it, you don't want to turn into just air, because otherwise it will cause structural integrity issues and things like that. And then you'll hear things like falling down. We don't want that. We don't want that. So we can just do cardboard boxes, Cardboard boxes. So let's try this, and then I can also see in a working stiff shop if this works. And maybe we'll have as well as cardboard boxes, maybe it can be like a pallet as well. So block name equals pallet brown boxes base, and then probability equals, we'll set that to like 2, like that. So we'll readjust these probabilities in a bit, because that'll be pretty good. Because yeah, now we can like reduce the amount of loot we get in the world, because it's so common that we want it to be a little bit harder of a looting experience. So let's try this. So do that, and then let's go and line all these probabilities up so it's kind of easier to read on some of these. So you can see they're kind of like overlapping. And yeah, I don't like overlapping things like that. It looks kind of ugly. I'll do that later. So let's go and see if this now works. So let's adjust the probabilities first. So we'll say if they've all got to add up to 10, we'll have a 3, a 5 makes 8 and 2. Yeah, 3, 5, 2. I think is good. So there's a 3 in 10 chance that we'll get the actual box. There's a 5 in 10 that we'll get. Actually, wait, this is the wrong one. We don't want that one. So we'll have that again as 1 and 9. 1 and 9, we can do that. Okay, and then we can do a 3. Yeah, these ones we can do 3, 5, 2. That should make it pretty fair. And then we'll test in some POIs and see if it works. So 3, 5, 2. 3, 5, and 2, and then 3, 5, and 2. There we go. So we'll try that, and we'll see if that works. Like what it says, I tried to make a helmet out of the new jack-o'-lanterns block. It did not work. Ah, that would have been cool if it did, though. Jess says, if your goal is to reduce loot to go saying of respawning loot, could you add destroy on close to everything so the destroy on close the same as a small ammo pile, for instance? Yes, you can do that, Jeff. That is totally possible to do. I made it to a stream, says Hype. How you doing, Hype? Thank you so much for popping in, dude. You missed a spot that has have air and empty. Hang on a second. Air and empty. Let me see. Probably 9. Yeah, I got it. So I changed that one to there. So loot chests. Yeah. So these first 4 do that, and let's go and make a comment here so I can separate it a bit. Shipping crates, and then I'm just going to put to do test double unwrap on POIs. There we go. Because if double unwrap works, I can then do it for the medical piles, the ammo piles, and all that stuff as well. And then this one is the weapons bags and weapons bags, end of dungeon chests loot. There we go. Right, I will be right back, guys. I just got to go and do something real quick, and then I will come back, and we can go and do some stuff. And Sharks20 says, I play on console. Welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you so much for popping along. Hope you're doing well. Right, I'll be back in just a sec. Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that little interruption there. Let's go ahead and continue. So, oh, my voice went really high there, didn't it? I was like, "Bleh!" So let's go ahead and continue. So we're going to go into 7 days now and just test that this works. Hopefully it does, and I haven't screwed anything up. Let us see. Play, and let's see what happens, shall we? Haha. So we're going to do this guy, and then we're going to do this guy, and let's see what happens. Right, continue game. Actually, no, we need to start a new one again. So always starting new games just to test that these changes are working. And then we'll see if we get any red text about like block placeholders and things like that. Let's see. It says, please increase the loot chances that are dropped from the zombies. I could do that. That's not too hard to do. Okay, didn't apply that XPath. That's fine. I don't need to worry about that XPath there. Looting redone, did not apply. That's fine. Yeah, I don't need to add that XPath. In fact, I should probably remove that file. Well, now I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I've still kept that there. Okay, hang on. Let me go and remove that file real quick. So looting redone, config spawning. We don't need that. Get rid of that. Rah. Okay, we good. We good. We good. Dear friend, wasteland. Blah blah blah. Done. CM DM, and let's go fly. And we need to find Dyersville, so we need to go south from here. And Dyersville is right here, I think. Is this Dyersville? No. It is over this way, I think. Yeah, I'm right on the left side of the map. It's over here. There's the stiffs. And actually, let's test the working stiffs here, just to see if what I think is working will work. So in the working stiffs now, we should see, yep, some of the working stiffs boxes are now pallets. See, you don't always get working stiffs boxes now. So sometimes they're pallets and sometimes they're cardboard boxes. See, so now you don't get such good loot anymore from these places. So that's a regular working stiffs box, which there'll always be at least one. But now you can see some are pallets, some are boxes, which is very, very awesome. Look at that. See, we got some pretty cool stuff then. So cross your fingers. Oh yeah, talking about the they actually got rights for console back. Yes, they did. Joel was saying that he's not sure if they're going to do anything with the console version at the moment because he's there's so much to update, and Telltale and Iron Galaxy were handling all of that side of things. The Funbim's not really been involved with that so much, so they need to associate whether it's cost effective to do so. But I think it would be, because they have a good console player base, so I think it would be cost effective, honestly. Because finally console players can hopefully get updates. Yeah, I'm hoping for the best for you guys. I really am. But yeah, as you can see now, working stiffs boxes now unwrap into pallets, and sometimes they unwrap into regular boxes. Sometimes they even unwrap into cardboard boxes. Look at that. We can test that on other POIs as well, like the Shotgun Messiah, but if it works there, it'll work elsewhere. So let's go and check in the bar now and see what we got in here. So if I go under here, let's go down. Let's see. So inside here, it looks like double unwrapping is maybe supported. I'm not sure. It didn't generate any working stiffs boxes this time. It generated nothing. Oh no, look, it generated the brick pallet there. See, it generated a brick one for us. So this time this barn had hardly anything good at the top. There you go. So it is supported, it seems. Let's go and check in some houses too. Oops, I kind of went round to that house, didn't mean to. Let's find a non-burnt down one, which is definitely going to have some more in terms of loot. Okay, so this one has... This is the trapdoor. It has some loot and stuff up here. Nothing much. This is a house that I know will have loot, which was this one. This is the one... No, it wasn't this one I explored. Where's the one I explored? It had a bit around the side to go in. There's also... I think it was this one over here. Was this one? Yeah, I think this was the one. There's the garage. Yeah, this is the one. There's the door. So the loot is up inside here. So let's see what the loot looks like now. So we got one working stiffs. So this time we got a working stiffs at Shamway, and we pretty much did get everything. So this one was a lucky house. So this one generated a working stiffs box this time, a Shamway box this time, a weapons bag. So that's a working stiffs sealed shipping crate, a Shamway sealed shipping crate. I'm not sure if these. Well, we'll know which ones are different because I don't think it double unwraps. I think it single unwraps. But we can sort that. And KB, welcome to the stream. Ask us it influenced the amount of loot that would be in the world. Do you have any theories as to how long the zombie apocalypse has been going on? Just to determine the amount of loot in the world. Well, I mean, so much of it seems secured and everything still. Everything is still in crates. It's just been left there. It's kind of hard to say, honestly. But yeah, I don't think double unwrapping is supported, which is fine. We can adjust that in a little bit. Let's see. So what's up here? So there's a munitions box here. That's again something I had to change. Munitions boxes is something I have to change up. Although they're actually kind of rare, so I might leave that as it is. That's the zombie bear POI, isn't it, down here? Yeah, so in here we get large food pile. Yeah, so there's a lot of food down here. Food pile medium, food pile small. Baskets and things. Yeah, so overall the amount of loot in the world has been reduced by a fair amount, which is what I'd aimed to achieve. Let's go to the hospital as well. Back up to the top here, and let's see what generated in the loot area this time. So where do we go to get down here? It was off of the helipad, wasn't it? Yeah, it was here. Go down here, go down here. So this time at the top of the hospital, we got a large weapons bag, and we got a... Okay, so we got a cardboard box, a pallet. So this time I only had a couple of cardboard boxes up here. So yeah, not so good this time. So there we go. So I may up the pop and pills boxes just a smidge, just to be more in line with what you'd expect from the top. But that looks pretty good. I got cardboard boxes and pallets this time, so the loot from the top was not so good. Still okay, but not so good. We don't have to change all of it, just a bit. And like I says, Max, you have the workbench removal modlet out. Yes, it is downloadable on my GitHub, so if you want that modlet, it is there. GitHub/MDF25 is my GitHub name. So yeah, this one generated some boxes and pallets and stuff. So yeah, that's actually doing really well on the loot. So what we need to do now is we need to do a name change XPath. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because double unwrapping is not supported, we need to change everything that has this name into this name first. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to the very start of the document here. So we're going to go name changes to support double unwraps. So currently it's not supported, but we want it to be supported, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to say, we're going to go and then find any XPaths that have the name of shipping crate Shamway and change it to shipping crate Shamway loot, for example. So here's what we're going to do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a set attribute XPath, and this time I'm going to take a bit of a shortcut. Instead of having to go like block placeholder, instead of having to go like block placeholders, placeholder whose name is contains store crate random loot helper, then to the block, and then to this, I'm going to do something which is a nice little shortcut. If you do a double // you can now search anywhere in the document for the item you want. So instead of me having to start from the root and go down, I can just search for a block whose name equals, and then container shipping crate Shamway, like that. And then that makes the XPath much shorter, and then I can then add the, not the prop, I need to then go and change the name attribute. So name in this case is going to be name, and then I can change that to this exact same one. As you know, we should do it below this first change here. So let's go and cut this guy, or copy this guy. Then remove it from here. We should do it below here, because we want to do it like there. Because yeah, anything that currently has crates should be below, I think. Let's see, so we want to do it, yeah, we want to do it before here. So before we're adding new placeholders, we want to do it there. So set attribute, XPath is this, and then we're going to change it to container shipping crate Shamway loot. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. For each one of these, we're going to change, we're just going to add loot onto the end of their names, essentially is what this is going to do. So Hype's got to go. More antibiotics in the hospital and pop and pills. Could be. I'm hoping for mods on PS4. Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be good for you guys. Let's see. So it just says, let's see. So hang on. Jeff was saying, I do that in XML to Bird's Nest and trash containers because it's annoying to see something only to find it already looted. I do zero respawn for realism. Make sure you explore everything. Yeah, that's true. That could work. But yeah, in XML, I'll go through that because I do want to up the amount of feathers in Bird's Nest as well. So I will go through that soon. So we want the Shamway one. Now I think we only have to worry about the Shamway one, the Shotgun Messiah, and the Working Stiffs one. So we're going to go and copy this one. We're going to paste it 2 more times, and then we're going to grab container Shamway crate Shotgun Messiah. So Shotgun Messiah, and then we're going to change that to, we're going to put loot on the end, and then we're going to put that as Shotgun Messiah. And then lastly, we're going to grab the storage crates for Working Stiffs. Okay, so Working Stiffs is going to go there, and there, and add loot to the end of that name. So essentially what this is going to do is it's going to change all the names of the double unwrapping ones to a name of a single unwrapping one to then support it. And then in the single unwrapping ones, we can then make them, I guess, slightly more common. Because currently this is going to unwrap into like garage storage or construction supplies or something like that, which I want to go ahead and change. Oh, and also in this, I have to change I do have to change the bookstore ones because we've added the construction supplies and bookstore and lab equipment. So yeah, I do have to change that. So that's fine. So we're going to add bookstore. So you can add bookstore, this one. Oh, and for some reason it's going like in and in and in. I don't know why it's doing that. I probably haven't closed the tag. There might be a tag I've not closed properly or something, I'm not sure. So take those back. There we go. So we're going to go for bookstore. So shipping crate bookstore. I'm going to add the same one for bookstore loot. There we go. And then we have to do the same for, what's the last two we have? So we have car parts and lab equipment. So I think it's just lab equipment we need to do right now. So container shipping crate lab equipment. And then container shipping crate lab equipment loot. I think that's all we have to do there. There you go. And I don't think we need the last one because it's not specified anywhere just yet. So that's fine. Get rid of that. And then if we decide that we want to change like the medical piles and stuff, then we can do that down here as well. So before we do any bigger pens, we want to do the set attributes right here. Because then it will change everything up here that we set before, and that should work a little bit better. Hopefully Max will show it to you. So when you say, I find that the strong clothes command on ammo piles or food piles and copy paste it to the bird's nest trash piles so any destroy it as soon as they're looted. And yes, I will go ahead and do that in a second. So let's go and show you how to do that. So what you want to do is for the bird's nest loot. Let me go and show you how to destroy something on clothes really quickly because that's pretty simple. So we're going to go into the loot one that I've set up here. So this is my loot one that I've got in my Modlet. And then we're going to go to the main loot one. So data, config, and we'll go to the main loot one. So let's just type in nest and find the loot container. Okay, so the loot container ID is 25. So what we want to do is we want to grab this guy, and let's just add a little comment here. So we're going to go to localization, so group business main. Okay, so blocks. Where's my loot file? Here. So what we're going to do is just down the bottom here. Yeah. So down the bottom here, we're going to go like this. So we're going to make bird nests destroy after they are looted. Okay, so there's our bird's nest here. So we have to make an adjustment to loot container 25. So we're going to go, this one we're going to use a set attribute because the attribute doesn't yet exist. XPath equals, and then I'll just do loot container ID equals 25. And then we are going to add an attribute. So then the name, hang on, let me get rid of this for you. So we can move that out of the way. The name is going to be destroy, or we're going to say name equals destroy on close, and then we're just going to put true. And that will allow you to destroy birds' nests when they close. And then if we wanted to make more feathers appear, we could set some attributes on feathers. So if we wanted more feathers to appear, we could do that as well. Wait a minute, Max. That's for me. That's for me, not you. Well, we can do it. We can do it for both. There you go. So that's how you would do it to destroy it on close. So after they're looted, they can do that. So I can copy. I can probably grab this one and copy it to, because that'll add destroy on close to right here. So in the file it'll add the property there. So it's going to add it to that. So it'll do it like that, and that's where it will go. So let's go ahead and remove that. We don't need that anymore. And I guess we could add feathers to it, but I'm not going to actually have this in my looting mod, but that's what you would do. Because I just want to up the amount of feathers, because you can still get stuff from destroying birds' nests manually, which is fine. So I will go ahead and copy this XPath for you, and I'll paste it into chat right here. There we go. And I think that should work for you. There you go. So you can use this in a loot XML file in your Modlet to do it. But for now, I don't really need that, so I'm just going to remove that. I will go ahead and increase feather spawns and stuff as well in a little while, but I'm not really working on loot just yet, so we can come back to that in a sec. I want to see if we have any other double unwraps to sort. Well, because now I know that double unwraps are not taken care of. It only unwraps a single time. It's not recursive like I was hoping. We can go ahead and change the probability that small and medium ammo piles appear, and the same with the medical piles as well. Same with the food piles, because there's so many of them in the world that getting food and stuff is so easy. Like, you can find canned food everywhere. So we want to reduce that a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit harsh. So let's go and add. So that's West blog that can be. Okay, so this is going to be. Let's change this comment. So this is going to change loot crates with good loot into helper blocks, so we can adjust the probability that they spawn in POIs. There we go. So we can go ahead and make some adjustments right there, which should be awesome. Okay, so Winnie says thanks. No worries, dude. So yeah, hopefully that works. Hopefully, anyway. If it doesn't, then let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. But just as a working standpoint, that should work. So first of all, let's do a couple of comments here. So this is for weapons bags and chests. And then this one can be for shipping crates. There we go, shipping crates right there. Turn that into each one of those. And then we can add more down here for small and large ammo piles. Yeah, I don't know, nothing. So small and large ammo piles. So we'll add ones for small and large ammo piles, and we're going to add ones for medical. And small and large food piles. There we go. But I think, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do that in the next stream, because I don't think I'll have enough time to do this in this one, because I have to end off pretty soon anyway. So in the next stream, which will hopefully be tonight, we can go ahead and do these three things here and get those unwrapping into the world as well. So I'm going to go ahead and end off the stream right here, guys. And so KV's doing the bye command. So thanks KV for coming along. Get ready for a night shift. Thank you so much, KV, for coming along as well. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming along to see some modding. So far, it's actually working pretty good, and we're reducing the amount of OP loot that you find in the world, which is really, really cool. So thanks, guys, so much for coming along, and I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, guys, bye!